My name is Tewa. I am a mother of two, wife of one, sister to quite a number of sisters. And my educational background, I studied pharmacology at the University of Portsmouth, and about 12 years ago decided to go for my passion in publishing, well, writing, should I say, and I started Exquisite Magazine, which is a fashion, beauty and lifestyle magazine for women. Exquisite Magazine started almost 12 years ago when I was in England before I moved to Nigeria, and it started out of the desire to have a magazine that was for women of color. And when I say women of color, I used to live in the outskirts of London in Essex, and one day after work as a clinical data manager, I went about looking for a magazine for black women. And I didn't see any at this store. And I was like, God have mercy, we're only half an hour away from London. And the two magazines that were for black women then were not even on that shelf. And then on my drive home, I just thought to myself, actually, instead of complaining about it, why not do something about it? Then, even now, I've been always fashionable, even if I say so myself. So I loved all the things fashionable, and I love a lot of shoes, I love fashion, and I loved writing. And I just thought, okay, this makes for a good mix to put a magazine together. And obviously, I wasn't going to do it by myself. The magazine can't just be on fashion and just, nothing else. That was how Exquisite Magazine was birthed. I mean, when we started, since we were in England, obviously our covers were, people that lived in England or that were in the Western world, so to speak. Our first cover had a Nigerian lady who's called Caroline Chikezi, and she was on a few of the channels in England. She used to do a soap opera on Channel 4. And she was very well known amongst the ethnic people. So we call ourselves ethnic, but the ethnic market. Yeah, so she was on our first cover. Then we've had Jamelia, who's an artist in England. Then we had Missy Elliott. We've had Halle Berry on the cover as well. So I did a bit of research, even got a book on how to start a magazine. Yeah, and read a few that was constantly speaking to my friend. And eventually we got a few people together. So we did a photo shoot. On the pilot of the magazine, we featured my sister, who then was a lawyer and was going into interior decorator. So we decided, okay, that's kind of like an inspiring entrepreneurial story. So that was how we released the first pilot, and it had 20 pages. So the pilot was out in September 2003, and the first issue came out in January 2004. In October, I think 2005, we decided to launch Exquisite in Nigeria, which was quite good, and the reception was quite good. It wasn't as exciting as I wanted it to be, but when you're coming into a new territory that you don't know a lot of people, and you're from somewhere else, and you're trying to mix in with the crowd, it can get a bit difficult at times. So we got information of the wrong people, so to speak. But the magazine was launched, and we started. I remember that issue that was launched in Nigeria, it had Beverly Knight on the cover. Beverly Knight is one of the singers in England. As a business person, and I'm saying person deliberately, I'm not saying businesswoman, I feel like as a business person, we all experience similar, maybe not 100% similar, but we experience similar challenges. Doing business in Nigeria is tough already with the power issue. That's like the number one thing. And the number one thing everybody is praying that, works out. But, because of power, we get a lot of costs that are not necessary. In terms of printing costs, in terms of even the photographs we do or the interview, whatever we do, a lot of people are saying, oh, because there is no this, we have to buy diesel, so the price has to be this much. So we have that challenge. And then we have the challenge of people not really adhering to deadlines and not really understanding that magazines work a month in advance and we need to release at a certain point. even some advertisers don't really understand that, or should I say the agency of the advertisers don't really understand that if you want to run a campaign in May, you need to give the magazine in April or even earlier, so that they can now release it when you need it to be released. So then, challenges like that, and as usual, staff. But I think in the last couple of years, I've managed to find the right exquisite family. Our customers are mainly women, although we tend to say they're 70% women, because obviously the magazine is a woman's magazine, but they're 70% women because we have a few men that read it. And our target audiences are really and truly between the ages of 20 to 45. Any woman, any aspiring woman, so to speak, is the exquisite woman. We connect to our customers via all sorts of different ways. One of them, the big thing now, social media. So we have a lot of readers online on our website, and a lot of people, a lot of followers on our Instagram page and Twitter page where we give them information. In the coming years, I see Exquisite Magazine being bigger and bigger and bigger. We have exquisite babies that we've birthed as well. The Exquisite Magazine Style Month, which happens in May. The Exquisite Magazine Against Cancer Walk that we do, and to raise awareness for cervical cancer and breast cancer, and sometimes we add prostate cancer to it. And the Eloy Awards, our biggest awards, which is the Exquisite Ladies of the Year Awards, which I'm proud to say is the only female awards in Nigeria. And every year we recognize outstanding women in different fields, and we're churning out magazines that are good to be read, so to speak. Being a mother, a wife, a sister, an editor-in-chief, a this, a that, I don't know how I do it. I think it's more to do with God, and also because every area of my life, I would want it to succeed by the grace of God. So I work twice as hard to make sure I'm, grounded on all levels. So I don't know how I do it. It's the grace of God, because I'm not perfect and I have my flaws, just like everybody else. But I'm trying my best, and I think, so far so good with the kids, with my husband, and with Exquisite Magazine. To aspiring editors or publishers, I would say choose a niche that you're passionate about, because down the line you will have challenges, and down the line you will feel like giving up. But if you're passionate about it, and if you love what you're doing, it would be difficult for you to just say, okay, you know what, forget it, I'm doing something else. But if you're passionate about it, you will try to find ways to make it a success, which is what I think is driving me.